Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks just pulled off the unthinkable. Now, this was a must-win game, right? We're only a game and a half above the Phoenix Suns, who are trying to take their seed as the 9 or 10 seed going into that play-in tournament. So again, the Mavericks needed this win more than ever. Anthony Davis gets an isolation switch situation versus Onyeka Okongwu with the 118-118 game with about 6 seconds left to go in the game. He's going to drive to the inside or outside shoulder of Okongwu, stops on an absolute dime. That way nobody can contest with him at all. No one's even close to contesting the shot. Gets it up, gets it to go, maybe even drew some contact, but of course the ref doesn't call it. Right there, right? Drew a little bit of contact. I would have thought that could have been an and one situation. He ends up nailing the game winner, but watch what he does on the defensive end. Look at this. So we're going to start off with Anthony Davis on Okongwu. He's going to end up, right, we're going to roll him around here. We're going to have Okongwu come set a screen and then have Trae Young roll back around to the top of the key, right? Now watch how this play breaks down. They're going to switch everything. So boom, once these guys, Karis LeVert and Trae Young, switch positions, they now switch defenders. Now Okongwu is going to come up and now set that screen there, forcing Anthony Davis to pick up Trae Young off that screen. Now, this is exactly what the Atlanta Hawks wanted, right? They wanted this switch right here. Anthony Davis on Trae Young, because we all know Trae Young just is very quick with the basketball, can get in and out of his shots so quickly. And watch this play by Anthony Davis, man. Look at the footwork. Look at the ability to stay right in front of Trae Young. Shoots a three. Has to change the trajectory of it because Anthony Davis does such a great job staying right in that, that shot radius. So he's got to put this up a little bit higher and ends up airballing that thing to win this game. Anthony Davis had two of the biggest plays of this game, but ultimately dominated. This dude had 34 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks, and he shot 14 of 23 from the field. We're going to break it all down right here. Now, I actually love what the Dallas Mavericks did in this game to kind of get Anthony Davis open. So right here, we're going to get this dribble handoff between Derek Lively and Klay Thompson. As we come off this thing, we're going to roll Derek Lively to the basket immediately. Now, whenever you have these high DHO situations, this big usually hedges over. That way, Klay can't just stop and pop a three. And Trae Young always is going to fight over, right? They don't want to switch anything, so they want to fight Trae Young over that screen. So now you create this double team, right? And now whenever you get a defense starting to double team, you kind of get them in a term called blending, right? They're starting to or being in a blender, right? Now what does that mean? It means the entire defense is now playing 4-on-3 basketball. So you got a guy here, you got a guy in Dinwiddie at the top, you got Derek Lively, and then you got AD in this strong side corner, right? But you only have 3 defenders guarding him. So Klay Thompson is going to look over at Derek Lively. He's going to manipulate, I guess I should say, Okongwu into the paint, opening up Anthony Davis in that corner pretty much wide open. And AD just says, all right, I'm going to take that three. So great job kind of schematically getting him involved early in this basketball game and hitting that first shot of the game. From there, man, it was going to be a long day for Atlanta, at least versus AD. Now, one thing that they're starting to do a lot of is get AD in this post area. Now, usually what teams are going to do is send a fire. Now, what is a fire? Basically, it's an NBA term meaning sending a double team from the top of the key. So, in this case, Zachary Ricochet. Now, instead of doing that, they're going to keep him with this isolated one-on-one until he gets into that paint. You're going to notice once that first step into the paint, you're going to see that strong side corner rotation from the big man. But he doesn't really double team, he just protects the backside of Okongwu. And Anthony Davis says, all right, if you're not going to send or commit to that double team, I'm just going to shoot over you because you don't know when he's going to elevate, right? So he just says, boom, body up, draw some contact, floaters up, floaters good. If you don't send that double, if you don't commit to that double team and get to that other side of him, you're not doing anything at all. And once AD notices that, takes a shot, gets it to go. All right, here we go, another one. Gets the ball, that post area, right? He can either back him off or he can honestly just isolate, right? He's a guy that can do a lot of different things with the basketball in his hands. He's going to jab right. He's going to act like he's going to drive baseline, get his defender to overcommit. You see his hips slightly open up to that baseline, and then watch AD just step back, right? Step back, create that separation, wide open, mid-range. I mean, dude, that thing doesn't even hit the rim. That thing looks so perfect. The net barely moved. This is one of the most elite scorers I've seen at his size for a big man, right? You guess you could say KD all day, but listen, AD is different, right? AD is a dog, and if he could stay healthy, this is one of the best players in basketball. Alright guys, real quickly before we finish off this video, we still have a couple of plays I want to break down. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you want more Anthony Davis and honestly more Dallas Maverick videos. They will be in the play-in tournament, or at least it seems like they could be, and they should be. So hit the like button if you want more of these breakdowns for not only Anthony Davis but the entirety of the team. Also, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications, and lastly, comment down below P2, okay? This will tell me that not only you guys are liking the videos, liking the breakdowns, but you want more going forward. So make sure you guys do that real quick. Now, I just got done watching the new LeBron James podcast with Steve Nash, Mind the Game. He said one of his favorite things about AD was, you know, you would be playing defense and you'd get beat, right? One of your guys would get beat by a big man into the lane, and out of nowhere, once you thought that it was over, they were going to get an easy bucket, an easy layup over the mismatch, Anthony Davis will come out of nowhere and block the shot. This is exactly what we saw here tonight, as Okongwu gets that mismatch versus Klay Thompson, thinks he's going up for an easy layup, and then there comes AD from that weak side corner, knowing, okay, I can rotate over because I don't think my big man is such a massive threat from three. I'm going to help out. Gets a massive block here. Unbelievable job by AD, and you know, he does this a lot, right? And you can even go watch that podcast. They talk about it all the time. Look at this little pocket pass over to AD as he drives in. Easy layup, easy money. Man, I love watching this dude play. Alright, look at this play here. This is just very interesting to me because everybody on the Atlanta Hawks team, I don't know what the rookie's doing, man. He is so focused on the basketball that he doesn't realize his man AD is getting behind the defense, getting right to the basket, right? This is what you call ball watching. Everybody's staring at the basketball instead of their guy that they're supposed to be guarding, and AD slowly, look at Ricochet turn around like, my guy is nowhere near me. He's honestly in the paint, right? Throws up a lob. I mean, I don't know what the defense is doing here, but just very, very smart by AD, getting behind the defense, getting an open lob to the basket. It's just smart, high IQ basketball. All right, here we go. We're going to get a little bit of a high pick and roll here with Anthony Davis. Now, you're using two big men, right? So, it would be an inverted pick and roll, but technically it's not. But it technically is because it's a big on big high pick and roll, which is very tough to stop, by the way. Makes them extremely dynamic. And as we set the screen, look at the big man kind of try to go under the screen. Nobody switches over to Anthony Davis because, quite frankly, they don't want to. They don't want Niang on him. This guy goes under, Okongwu goes under, he doesn't go over, nobody really goes to contest, and AD says, alright, once again, I'll take an open shot, drains another one from downtown. I mean, he just had a great all-around game, and here's another one in transition, cuts, we find Lively, we get that rotation from the defense, and then we just find AD for an open lob. I mean, such a threat around the basket. You can go through a bunch of these plays in the second half, especially this fourth quarter, in terms of what they were able to do. Again, we're going to get that off-ball pick and roll as Klay drives in, big rotates up, we throw the lob, 80s there once again. I mean, man, look at the athleticism of this dude. And again, the game plan here is to get his initial defender to be 1 or 2 steps behind, forcing this guy to hedge over, and as we do that, nobody's cutting, or not cutting, nobody's guarding that strong side baseline. Again, beautiful. Look at this, man. If they had Kyrie Irving, man, dude, oh my Lord, this would be a fun team to watch. And they still are. They still are a very fun team. Here we go. Trae Young drives into the lane. AD out of nowhere. Gets a block. This is what I'm talking about. All right, last play we'll break down here. Well, we actually already did. So we can end it here. So the last one is just the game winner, which is beautiful. I love the way he's able to stop on a dime, elevate over the defense, and not even really get contested at all here. Just a beautiful play. Look at this. Stop on a dime, no contest, floater, money. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.